I'm Grim, and this is your Grim Dispatch for the afternoon of December 19th. And here's the question sitting underneath every headline about Venezuela today. What is a collapsing regime actually testing when it orders armed naval escorts for tankers carrying sanctioned oil? Venezuela has announced that its military will now accompany tankers, moving crude that violates U.S. sanctions. A move that sounds bold on paper but looks very different when you understand the state of the country making the threat. This isn't a show of strength, it's a probe. A stressed, cornered government is pushing at the edges of American enforcement to see what happens when it pretends the rules no longer apply. The Maduro regime is running out of leverage. It's running out of revenue and running out of time. Sanctions have squeezed the economy, corruption has hollowed out the military, and the country's oil infrastructure is a fraction of what it once was. So why make a move like this now? Well, because desperation creates theater, and theater creates the illusion of power. Ordering naval escorts doesn't change the balance of force. It doesn't rewrite the sanctions. It doesn't alter the reality that Venezuela cannot sustain a confrontation with the United States. What it does do is test the response. Not militarily, politically, diplomatically, symbolically. The regime wants to know whether the U.S. will enforce its own red lines or whether the world has shifted enough for them to slip a few tankers through the cracks. This isn't about oil, it's about survival. A government that's losing control at home is trying to project control abroad, hoping the world mistakes the gesture for strength. So, what is Venezuela really testing now? Well, whether anyone still believes the illusion, or whether the world is finally ready to call the bluff of a regime that ran out of power long before it ran out of propaganda. This is your Grim Dispatch.